Good evening to you, brothers and sisters. Welcome to lesson 7 of Gongchig by Khenpo Rangdol.
Okay. This is okay, James? Everything okay?
Khenpo, give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Good evening to you, Khenpo. We are all ready.
Oh, okay, good. So I can start now, yeah?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Lord. Then we give us on the down in the one down the like in the one as well. I want to go like La dolore don't the moment the mon jump on the when get done and I'm jump on Our London variant the other domain and John Jogger, if they want to say all las again to Chong in number which good evening and good afternoon and good morning. The weather is a little bit cold, so therefore I'm wearing quite.
的天气比较冷，所以呢就穿上。
So today I'm wearing. So today.
Ngày hôm nay.
The Friday program, so I'm going to start our lesson 7. Before that, actually, I would like to apologize that last time I skipped one Vajra statement, which is 11th Vajra statement. I jumped on 12 instead of 11 Vajra statement because I didn't see, since I'm following according to the commentary, so then it's sometimes difficult to see it because all are kind of like looks like similar. So therefore, I just want to start from Vajra statement 11. So the Vajra statement 11 is: the people claim that the resolve for awakening is lost through such things, the 4 black dharmas, which are fruits similar to a defeat. So now this, the chapter is actually talking about the Bodhisattva vow. So we already talk how to generate, how to cultivate bodhicitta, and what are the differences between the compassion and bodhicitta, and then also similar to that way. So there are the many other the activities regarding to the bodhisattva, how they have to perform skillfully the bodhisattva's acts in order to benefit for all sentient beings. Similar to that way. So here now talking about regarding the how to lose the Bodhisattva vow. And then some people, they believe, so there are actually, according to the Bodhisattva vow, there are 4 the Dharma, which is supposed to abandon, and then also there are 4 white Dharma, which supposed to be the practice as a Bodhisattva. The black Dharma are, the first one is to deceive the Guru and those worthy of reverence. So meaning is that So if we try to deceive, try to lie, or try to cheat our guru or any kind of other the masters or guru or our teachers. So if you try to cheat them, you try to deceive them, that's also one kind of black karma. So kind of like it's showing our dishonest. So therefore, actually, as a Bodhisattva, we have to abandon that one. And then second, the black dharma is to lie, and also actually kind of hateful lie. So that means which cause to harm other people. So that's actually one of the obstacle to the losing the Bodhisattva vow. So therefore we have to abandon that kind of hateful lies. And then the third one is to feel regret about the other's root of the virtue. If somebody accumulate merit, such as like generosity practice, and as well as moral discipline, any kind of, the dharma practices, when they accumulate it, if you try to make them regret it about that. Example, if somebody practice of generosity, and then if you become the poor, and then also saying that, oh, you should not give away everything to others. So now you become like a beggar. So if you try to make them kind of like unhappy, or try to regret about that, whatever they accumulated, the merit, that is also one cause of the black, the dharma. And then the fourth one is to mislead and deceive beings. So mislead means we show the wrong path, and also try to deceive them to convert onto the wrong path. So this kind of the egg is actually as a Bodhisattva is supposed to abandon. So therefore, some people believe, and some people say that if we try to commit it, those four the black dharma, so then our awakening, the mind or the bodhicitta won't be lost, is going to be lost. So therefore one should abandon these four black dharma. But the Jigten Sumgon, his the view is, except for their being the cause of forgetting, it is impossible that the resolve for awakening is lost through the four black dharmas. The Jigten Sumgon, his view is saying is that actually when we committed this the four black dharmas, of course this is kind of wrongdoing as a Bodhisattva, but just by committing those four black dharmas, so the Bodhicitta, the vow cannot be lost. It just kind of, for the time being, it's going to be forgetting. So its cause of forgetting means, so we will forget the vow of Bodhisattva for some time. The reason is that because when we generate bodhicitta, it's not only generating just for a short time, so we have to say the prayer, and we also have to think about that I'm going to take this bodhisattva vows until and unless I achieve enlightened mind. So since we cultivate such a bodhicitta vow until we achieve bodhicitta, the enlightened mind. So therefore, since we make such a determination, such a commitment, so therefore that's the reason that it cannot be lose very easily just by this kind of like the four black dharmas. Of course, there are the many others root downfall in a sense, like root transgressions, which can totally damage the bodhisattva vow. So altogether there are 18 root downfall. I'm not going to explain all of them in detail. What are the 18 the root downfalls? So apart from 18 root downfalls, just by committing those four black dharmas is not going to lose our vows, just is going to be forget for some time. So Jigten Sumgon also give one reason for that is that during the time of the third Buddha Kashyapa, I think the Tibetan we call Sangye Osung. So that time there was one the Bodhisattva whose name is Litsawa. So by committing these four black dharmas, so he for the time being, actually, he lost the Bodhisattva vow, and then when he reborn at the time of our fourth Buddha Shakyamuni, that time, and Buddha Shakyamuni, he prophesied that, so you are going to achieve enlightened mind in very near future. So therefore, that is also one kind of example that just by committing the four black dharma is not going to easily, totally damage your Bodhisattva vow just by the cause of forgetting for some time. So that is the 11 Vajra statement meaning. So now, so that is the one part that which I skipped last time. So now, I think now we are going to start on the 15th Vajra statement. I hope this is the correct one. The people claim that the Shavakas and Pratyeka Buddha do not see even the first Bodhisattva stage. So actually, there are the three kind of like vehicles: Shavaka Buddha, and also Pratyeka Buddha, and then the Mahayana, which is ultimate, the achieved enlightened mind, the Mahayana Bodhisattva. So the final, the goal. So there's a three kind of vehicles. That generally, when we talk about the Pratyeka Buddha, so the Pratyeka Buddha, they always appear on this the universe, not during the time of the Buddha. So when the teachings of the Buddha, when they totally kind of like exhausted, and then the future Buddha's teachings yet to be spread in between, actually, the Pratyeka Buddhas. So they appear on this the universe, and then also by the understanding of the 12, the links of interdependence. So they know the root cause of the samsara is the ignorant. So by knowing that root cause of the 12 link of interdependence, so by gaining the knowledge of the wisdom and the Pratyeka Buddha, they will try to eliminate, try to abandon the obscuration of ignorance through this way. So Pratyeka Buddha, they will achieve their final the achievement, which is we call that Pratyeka Buddha, their final, the fruit which also is Arahat. You know? So therefore, some people, they claim that the Shavaka Buddha and Pratyeka Buddha, they do not see even the first Bodhisattva stage. The important thing is here we have to know that there are actually two types of Shavaka and two types of Pratyeka Buddha. So one type of the person is that who only just enter into the philosophical school. So just they are very keen to learn about the Shavakas, their philosophy, and then also they just like to know the practice of Pratyeka Buddha, and they like to practice of such a Pratyeka Buddha. So that kind of just only enter into the philosophical, the view of philosophical schools. So that kind of the Pratyeka Buddha, of course, they do not see even the first Bodhisattva stage. They do not see the nature of mind. They do not see the kind of, we can say that also ultimate truth. They do not see the nature of meaning of emptiness. But so here the Jigten Sungwan, he said that up to the Bodhisattva stage, the realization is in the common with that of the Shavaka and Pratyeka Buddha. So Jigten Sungwan said that we should not look down on that Shavaka Buddha and Pratyeka Buddha, saying that, oh, they didn't see anything. They didn't see even the realizations of the first Bodhisattva stage. We should not look down on them. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, if the Shavaka and Pratyeka Buddha who just only enter into the philosophical school, of course, then they do not see such the meaning. But in the case of the Shavaka and Pratyeka Buddha who already enter into the real practice of their schools, and then who already achieve such a the realizations of the Pratyeka Buddha and the Shavaka. So there, the realizations, the level is the common to the up to the 6th Bodhisattva stage. The meaning is that it doesn't mean that the Shavaka and Pratyeka Buddha they reach the Bodhisattva 6th stage, but their inner the knowledge of the realization is kind of like that. That kind of like the knowledge is there. The reason why is that here Dharmakirti also mentioned that the Shavaka Buddha also they see the kind of the true nature of the Four Noble Truth. Of course, like usually when we say about the Four Noble Truth, of course we as a common people we understand what are the suffering, what is the cause of suffering. We do know we just have a kind of only intellectual understanding of the Four Noble Truth, but yet we have to know the deeper meaning of the Four Noble Truth, and also we have to gain some kind of like inner deeper realizations of the Four Noble Truths. So that is we did not receive yet. So when the Bodhisattva, then when they reach as the 5th level of the Bodhisattva, so they see the deeper level of the Four Noble Truth. So therefore, since the 5th Bodhisattva, the Bodhisattva who already reached the 5th stage, they know the deeper meaning of the Four Noble Truth as equal to the Shavaka Buddha. Also, they see the Four Noble Truth. And then similar to that way, when Bodhisattva, they reach as a 6th stage, it's like 6th Bhumi, and they know the deeper the meaning of the 12 interdependent origination, same as like the Pratyeka Buddha also, they know the deeper meaning of the 12 link of the interdependent. So therefore, the Jiten Songgon, he says that the realizations of the Pratyeka Buddha and the Shavaka is kind of like common with the 6th Bodhisattva. So it doesn't mean that actually they reach at that level, because in order to reach as the 6th Bodhisattva level, and then the Shavaka and as well as the Pratyeka Buddha, they have to enter into the Mahayana school, and they also have to cultivate the bodhicitta, and then also accordingly, the step by step, also they can achieve the final the Buddhahood. So here it is very important that each of the schools is not necessarily the Shavaka Buddha and Pratyeka Buddha. As I mentioned, there's two types of the practitioner. One is just only enter into the philosophical school, and another one is that who already achieved as inner the knowledge of realization. That's very important. Example like as I'm a like now Kagyupa, and we always say that, oh, I'm a followers of the Mahamudra. And as a Nyingmapa, the monks or any practitioner, they do say, oh, I'm a practitioner of the Dzogpa Khenpo, the great perfection. It doesn't mean that just by following such a path of Mahamudra and Dzogpa Khenpo, it does not mean that such a person, they reach that level of Mahamudra and the perfection of the Dzogpa Khenpo. It doesn't mean like that. So maybe we just only, as like my condition, I'm just kind of enter into the philosophical school as I'm a Kagyupa, I'm a follower of, I'm a fan of Mahamudra, like that, you know. So of course, there are actually the masters in a Kagyupa, in Nyingmapa, and many other schools that who already reach such the level of the inner realizations. So this is very important that we have to make distinctions. So therefore, some people, they think, oh, they are actually the practitioner of the Shavaka, and they are the lower vehicle. They did not reach that kind of stages. So we should not think just by all the Shavaka Buddha are not like that. So they are actually inner. The knowledge is quite equal to the 6 Bodhisattva stages. That's what Jiten Sumgon mean to say. Okay, now that's the 5th Vajra statement. And then now 16, now I have to careful. I should not again jump as like last time. The 16 is the people claim that one is unable to realize the true reality through the view of Chitta mantra. I think again the same thing, as mentioned that similar to the last time, there are actually the 4 school. I think I already explained last time: Vibhashika, Savatantrika, Chitta mantra, and Madhyamika. So 2 other schools belong to the lower vehicle, and then Chitta mantra and then Madhyamika. These 2 schools belong to the Mahayana school. So altogether there are 4 schools. And some people, they just think that Chitta mantra means they believe that all the phenomena are actually mind only. We call Chitta mantra means mind only. They just believe that every phenomena they are not exist truly externally, but everything is actually kind of manifestations of our own mind. So therefore, that is the kind of the belief systems of the Chitta mantra. So therefore, some people, they say, they did not see the Chitta mantra. They do not have kind of the true the realizations of the nature of mind, because they just once we recognize the true nature of the nature, and there is no existing of like dualistic mind. Since the view of the Chitta mantra, they do have still kind of the very subtle conceptual thought as thinking that all phenomena are kind of manifestation of our own mind. So they still do have kind of as a kind of like grasping as a mind only. So therefore, the people say that they do not have the true reality of such realizations. But the Jigten Sumgon, his view is that the view of Chitta mantra reach as far as the realizations of the 7 stage. Is the same thing again. So here also we have to make 2 differences. The one kind of the Chitta mantra, the practitioner that who only just enter into the philosophical schools. Of course, they do not have such the realizations of the true reality. But apart from that, such a practice, example, actually we say that the Nagarjuna is the founder of Madhyamika, and then Asanga. The Asanga is the founder of the Chitta mantra. So the Asanga, he is the kind of like the person that Buddha already clearly prophesied that the Asanga he already reached as the Bodhisattva stage, third bhumis. So that means, of course, when the Bodhisattva reach as the first bhumi level, they already start knowing the true nature of the mind. So therefore, we cannot just say that Asanga do not perceive the true reality of the nature of mind. We cannot say like that. So therefore, such the practitioner that who are already kind of the following the Chitta mantra, who already have the enter into the knowledge of realizations, and their kind of like inner the realizations, the level is as the 7th stage of the Bodhisattva, the Bhumi. So that's what Jigten Sumgon mean to say. So here, Dharmakirti actually he quote one of the quotation from the Lanka Avatara Sutra. So Lanka, there are actually the sutra which is considered as the mind only schools sutra. But the one of the Lanka Avatara Sutra is the one of the very popular the sutra where mentioned about the Chitta mantra. So there the Buddha mentioned very clearly, where there is only the mind, that is the 7th stage. So Lanka Avatara Sutra mentioned that where there is the only mind, so where there is the only mind means that nothing exists externally, everything is manifestation as a mind only. Apart from the mind only, there's no existing externally. So that kind of the the realization is, that is the seventh stage. So the Buddha already clearly mentioned in the Lanka Avatara Sutra. So that's clearly established the meaning of that. The Chitta mantra, the Chitta mantra is actually also reached as the realization is the seventh stage. So here, as I mentioned earlier, it is very important that we have to know that there are always the two types of the practitioner who just only enter into the philosophical school, and then another one is that who already reached the knowledge of the realization. That is very important to make a distinction in these two categories. Okay, now that one is the 16th one, and now the 17th Vajra statement is, the people claim that the one realize the both selflessness of the first stage. Okay, so there are actually the two, the both selflessness means sometimes we also call egolessness. Egolessness of the person, and then egolessness of we can say like phenomena. Egolessness of the person means that actually we do have some kind of like ego, saying that this is my body, this is my hand, this is my head, and so etc. So we do have such a kind of like conceptual thought, believing that there's something exists truly as a person. But then also when we try to examine thoroughly, so there's no exists as a person. So maybe just combined as a whole part of our body, we just say this is a person, he or she. We just label it as a he or she or my and mine. But if we try to analyze, as these things are very mentioned in detail in the Bodhisattva, the Bodhisattva Charavatara, the way of Bodhisattva life, that's very mentioned. Even we say this is my hand, but if we try to analyze, if we try to point out where is the hand, we cannot pinpoint that this is my hand. So similar to that way, there's nothing truly exists as a person, as our the solid, the person as a body. So that we call as the egolessness of the person. Then another one is that egolessness of the phenomena, or egolessness of the things. Sometimes we call phenomena or things. Example, any kind of object like bell, and maybe I'm just holding like this cup, and we say like this is the cup. But if we try to analyze, try to examine thoroughly, so we cannot pinpoint, oh, this is the cup, you know. So we cannot find. So similar to that way, these two types of the selflessness are fully understood at the time of the first Bodhisattva stage. That's what other people believe. But the Jigten Sumgon, he said that one actualized the absence of self or phenomena on the 8th stage. Usually, I think last time also we already talked about this. Some people, there are actually 3 types of obscurations. Remember that last time we already talked obscurations of karma, karmic obscuration, obscuration of epileptic emotion or negative emotion, or obscuration of knowledge of object. There are 3 types of obscuration. I think we already talked. And then the karmic obscuration is abandoned up to the first bhumi level. And then the second obscurations, which is the obscurations of epileptic emotion, will be abandoned up to the 7th Bodhisattva stage. Remember the 7th bhumi. And then the last obscuration is the obscuration of knowledge of object will be abandoned up to the 10th, from the 8th to the 10th. The last, the 3, the Bodhisattva stage, they will be abandoning the last one, the obscuration of knowledge of object. So regarding this, actually, the obscurations of the epileptic emotion is considered as a kind of like like we have a kind of like grasping as a like self, like we always feel like ego or egoistic. This kind of the conceptual thoughts are considered as a epileptic emotion. So therefore, the Jiten Sumgon, he's saying is that actually the one actualizes the absence of the self of phenomena on the 8th stage. So only when Bodhisattva were reached at the level of 8 bhumis, and then actually they will be going to abandon the self of the phenomena. The reason why he's saying is that actually when Bodhisattva were reached as at the 8 bhumi level, actually when Bodhisattva were reached as the 1st bhumi level, they will receive the prophecy by the Buddhas and Buddhas and other Bodhisattvas saying that, oh, you will become a Buddha. That kind of like prophecy will receive at the time of when Bodhisattva reach at the 1st bhumi level. But the prophecy of certainty, example, like you will become a Buddha in the certain time, or maybe the name of the certain Buddha, or maybe you will become a Buddha in the Buddha field, like that kind of like certainty of the prophecy will be received when the Bodhisattva reach at the 8 bhumi level. Until and unless the Bodhisattva reach at the 8 bhumi level, they won't receive the prophecy of the certainty one. So therefore, the Jiten Sumgon said that because the Bodhisattva, when they reach at the 8 bhumi level, they receive the prophecy as the clear prophecy, or the certainty, the prophecy will receive at the time of the 8 bhumis. So because the Bodhisattva, or that time Bodhisattva will abandon the self of phenomena, that what we call shokidap, that kind of like whatever we have like grasping, this is table, this is cup, this is tree, this is mountain, that kind of actually the grasping, and that kind of whatever we have like dualistic mind of the subtle things will start abandoning at the time of the Bodhisattva level. So that's the Jiten Sumgon, his view was saying that the subtle, the self of phenomena will be abandoning at the 8th stage of the Bodhisattva. That's the meaning, that one. And now that is the 17. And then now the 18th Vajra statement is the people claim that the path is the traverses through the different gradual realizations, such as the path as seeing, and the samadhi as going heroically. The Sanskrit, I don't know what you call this, surangama. So this is the people were saying that when Bodhisattva did, they just reach the different level of the path. Example, like the path is the kind of accumulation path, and the second one is application path, and then third one is the seeing path, and then the fourth one is the cultivation path, and then the fifth one is no more learning path. Actually, altogether there are 5 the path. Gradually, when the Bodhisattva, when they travel through these different paths, and then they will accordingly, gradually, they will receive different kind of inner realizations and different kind of like samadhi. So here saying the samadhi such as going heroically, that is a kind of one of the meaning of the samadhi name. So as the Bodhisattva, they start practicing the different kind of path. So there are different kind of inner realizations and different kind of samadhi, different kind of inner experiences will be achieved accordingly. That's what other the people they believe. But the Jiten Sumgon, he said that we maintain that one completely traverse all the stage as the path through these single realizations. So here the Jiten Sumgon, he is saying that actually, of course, there are actually, as per the different kind of the bhumis, different kind of the path, the Bodhisattva will receive different qualities, different realizations, and the different samadhi, but the ultimate of the meaning of the nature is the same. Sometimes we call as emptiness, sometimes we call absolute truth, sometimes we call true meaning, sometimes we call Buddha nature, sometimes we call Mahamudra, Dzogpa Khenpo, whatever we call, but the meaning is same, but just labeled by the different name. So therefore, Jigten Sungmo, he said that we maintain that one completely traverses all the stage or path through the single realizations. Means, so there's in the ultimate, the true nature, there's no differences between, or this is the emptiness, this is the realizations of the emptiness at the first Bhumi level, and this is the realization of the emptiness of the second Bhumi level. So we cannot make distinctions. I think these things are very clearly mentioned in the Nagarjuna, in the Madhyamika. The philosophy is mentioned very clearly. He mentioned that if you recognize the meaning of emptiness, example, we say like that, if we understand the true meaning of the emptiness of this Vajra, and then you know all the meaning of the emptiness of all the phenomena. So you no need to know the true meaning of the nature, each of them. Once you know, everything is same. The one meaning of the emptiness is the same as everything. I think Milarepa also mentioned that yeah, the meaning is that actually Jigten Sungmo, he said that I know every phenomena as a one. So that means the true meaning of the emptiness is the same. There's no differences. So therefore, Milarepa said that I know all phenomena as a one. And I'm a master like that. Every phenomena know as the oneness. So meaning is that actually Mahamudra or ultimate truth, whatever we can say. So, and then sometimes also we call that in the sutra there are actually 16 different kind of emptiness. We said that outer the emptiness of outer emptiness, inner emptiness, emptiness of there are different kind of like 16 emptiness, but just is labeled by the different names, but the ultimate true nature of the meaning of the emptiness is same. There's no differences. So therefore, the Jigten Sungmo, when he said that all the Bodhisattvas, when they practicing different paths and different the stages, and that also they pass through the single realizations. There's no differences of the ultimate truth. There is actually another example. When maybe like example, if there is an ocean, let's say if there is an ocean, I can't remember exactly where this example was mentioned, somewhere in I can't remember exactly, maybe in the sutra or maybe in the commentary. There was a kind of example is like that. When Bodhisattva reach at the first Bhumi level, they see as a true nature of mind, as like we are seeing the ocean from the distance. You know? When we see the ocean from the distances, but we cannot see that much clear, but still we can see the shape of the ocean from the distance. And then the Bodhisattva who already reached at the 10 Bhumi level, that is the same as like the person who already reached just in front of the ocean. That is the difference, you know. Just by difference is that only other Bodhisattva they see from the distance, and then the 10 Bodhisattva he see just in front of the ocean. That is the only differences. Apart from that, the ocean itself is no differences. That is how I think that Jigten Sungmo, his meaning is that all the inner realization is the single. There's no difference. We cannot say emptiness of the vase and emptiness of the trees. We cannot say these are the different. All emptiness are same. We cannot make any differences, different color, or different shape of the meaning of the ultimate truth. So that's the meaning of this Vajra statement. Yeah, that's the 18. And now Now the 19, the Vajra statement is, the people claim that immediately after the attaining a Bodhisattva stage, the qualities such as the 12 set of one-handed arises. So now, since all these are talking about the Bodhisattvas, the stages, actually these things are clearly mentioned in the Madhyamika, the text that composed by Chandrakirti, what kind of the qualities the Bodhisattva is achieved at the time of the first bhumi, second bhumi. So here is, I'm not going to mention in detail, but anyway, when the Bodhisattva, when they achieve at the first bhumi level, they arises the 12 set of one-handed. That means the 12 set of the handed, the qualities arise in a single moment, not in a very long period of time. In a single moment, example, in a single moment, the Bodhisattva can see 100 different kind of universe, and in a single moment, they see 100 different kind of Buddha fields, and in a single moment, they see 100 different kind of Buddhas, and then also they give blessings on them, and in a single moment they can benefit to 100 different kind of people, and in a single moment they can go to 100 different kind of Buddha field, like that kind of 12 set of the 12 set of the one-handed, the quality altogether 1200 quality will arise at the time of the first bhumi, that's mentioned. And then also when the Bodhisattva reach at the second bhumi, and then it multiplies 10 times. Example, in a single moment, 1,000 Buddha can see, 1,000 different Buddha feel can see, 1,000 can benefit to the 1,000 sentient beings, like that way. And then also when the Bodhisattva reach at the third bhumi, and then that 10 times again, maybe then 10,000, 10,000, and then also it's 10 times 100,000, like that way. Something there?
就佛告诉我们说，你不要只看这个表面的这些条件。
Khenpo, I've muted all the participants, so I will need you to unmute yourself again. You will need to unmute yourself again, Khenpo.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the thing. But here Jigten Sungwon, he said that the qualities of the Bodhisattva's stages have 6 alternative ways of arising. The believing that when the Bodhisattva reach at the first bhumi level, is this the true that they will arise such a 12 set of 100 different kind of quality will arise is, but it's not certainty. So Jigten Sungwon said there is a 6 alternative ways. The 6 alternative way, so I'm just going to explain in a short way. The number 1 is in sequence. Is a kind of example is like Buddha Shakyamuni. The Buddha Shakyamuni, he has all the qualities of the first bhumi, second bhumis, and all the quality of the bhumis and the Buddhas. So in the case of Buddha Shakyamuni, so he received all these, the qualities, he arises accordingly, not in a moment. He did not receive everything in a single moment, but accordingly, in a sequentially, kind of gradually, he received all the quality. That's the first one. And then the second one is that all at one. So it's like Avalokiteshvara example is like that. Avalokiteshvara, so he received all the qualities of that, the 12 set of one-handed, the quality, he received everything in a one time. So that's the second types of the category. And then the third one is that there's some presence and some not. As the example is like example is like that the gurus of the Bodhisattva Sudana. So because he altogether this Bodhisattva he received teachings from 110 different kinds of guru. So because each of the guru they teach different kind of the teachings of the sutra, but they cannot teach everything just by one guru. So that means the some qualities are in presence and the some qualities are not there. So that is the kind of the third types of the category. And then the fourth one is that the qualities are invisible to others. Example as a kind of Nagarjuna. Actually, Buddha Shakyamuni very clearly mentioned that the Nagarjuna, he prophesied that he already reached at the Ed Bhumi level. But the Nagarjuna actually, as we could, I mean, maybe at the time of Nagarjuna, maybe he see as a just ordinary master. So nobody saw that all the quality of Nagarjuna as such a like 12 set of the 100 quality, nobody see. And then also similar to that way, like Tibetan king Songtsen Khenpo. So usually he said that in the crown of Songtsen Khenpo, the Tibetan king, so he has their Buddha Amitabha, but only the few of them actually see that the Amitabha is there in the crown of this Tibetan king Songtsen Khenpo. And then that is actually one kind of, even that quality is there, but invisible to others. Is not visible to everyone. I mean, just invisible the quality. And the same in the case of Asanga. Actually, when Asanga he was practicing, he was trying to accomplish the Buddha Maitreya. And then I think altogether 12 years, he tried to accomplish the Buddha Maitreya. And he, after 12 years practicing constantly, and then he managed to see the Buddha Maitreya. And then Asanga, he asked after when he saw the Buddha Maitreya, and why you didn't see when I was practicing you earlier time? And then Buddha Maitreya told Asanga, I was there right from the beginning when you start practicing, but due to your the karmic obscurations, due to your epileptic emotions, so you didn't see me. Actually, I was always there in a cave right from the beginning when you start practicing. If you don't believe, and then if you don't believe me, I want to sit on your shoulder, and then you bring me around the village, and you can ask whether people can see me or not. And then Asanga, he put Buddha Maitreya on his shoulder, and then he went to the town, or maybe the village, and then asked the villager that anybody can see on my shoulder. And maybe some people, of course, since all the people are ordinary people, they are full of karmic obscurations, so nobody see. And then some people think maybe this person is crazy one. So why he keeps saying like, son, there is nothing on his shoulder. Maybe he's crazy, he mind gone mad. And then only one old lady, maybe who already purified some negative karma. So she saw the feet of Buddha Maitreya. That was a kind of like story. So this is the kind of like something that the quality is invisible to others. And the fifth one is that appearances of the yogic experience. The appearance of the yogic experience is mean when Milarepa was meditating in the cave, the place called Lapchi. You know, the Lapchi is one of the holy place of Charasambhava. Actually, the holy place of Charasambhava is Kailash mountain, and as a symbolic of the speech of Charasambhava is Lapchi, and symbolic of the Charasambhava hut as a mine is the Tsari. So there are actually the three holy places of the Charasambhava. One of them is the Lapchi, where Milarepa spent many years. He was meditating over there. And then only some qualities of the Milarepa seen by only his cigarette concert called Tsiringma. I don't know, in Sanskrit, Tsiringma is one of the kind of considered as a protector. So only his cigarette concert, the Tsiringma, saw some qualities of the Milarepa. And then rest of the people, they see Milarepa as a just ordinary person, a very skinny one, as we say. Even some of the Milarepa picture, they draw as like the green color, because whole life, entire of life, Milarepa, he used to take, he only take this, what do you call that? Nettle soup. The nettle soup is green. Because of he keep consuming the nettle soup, his body become a green. I don't know whether this is true or not, but therefore, Milarepa picture, you can see the green color. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that could be, I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe that's too much, maybe. Painting as a green color. Actually, they said that Milarepa, he consumed lots of nettle, so therefore his body become like a green color. And then, I don't know if that's true or not. That also have to be examined. And then maybe the people who keep drinking milk and their body have to become a white color, no? So now that is the fifth one, yogic, only the appearance by the experience of the yogi. And then the sixth one is the authoritative scriptures. So that means in the sutra, it has mentioned very clearly that once the Bodhisattva reach at the first bhumi level, they don't receive hold together this 12 set of the 100 quality they won't receive. They have to practice, and they have to accumulate merit, and thereby, so they will receive accordingly. That was also mentioned in the sutra. So therefore, the Jigten Sumgon, he said that the qualities of the Bodhisattva stage have 6 alternative way of arising. I hope this is clear for you. So therefore, it is very difficult to judge that. I think I already mentioned the previous lesson. We cannot, difficult to judge that who are really the Bodhisattva, who are Buddha, who are ordinary person. So there are actually the 6 different way of arising the qualities. And especially, there are actually many the Tibetan masters. There are many Tibetan masters, earlier time example like this Patu Rinpoche, who composed What of My Perfect Teacher, am I right? I think that's What of My Perfect Teacher, who composed the Nyingmapa, the Lamrim. So he's a very great scholar, and then such a great master, they just travel just as like the ordinary, the person as like a beggar. So therefore, the many occasions, the many people, they did not recognize he is such a great master, because he just traveled as like ordinary monk. There was actually another interesting story. Maybe you like to hear that. One occasion, this the Patu Rinpoche, that who composed the What of My Perfect Teachers. So he visited Kailash mountain, and there was one monk. I don't know, maybe he's a great master or whatsoever. There was he must be one of the senior, maybe the practitioner, the master, belong to the Digung Kagyu. And then, so when he went there, and then he met this the Digungpa master, and then because this Patu Rinpoche, he just looked very ordinary person, as like a beggar, And then Patu Rinpoche requested this Digungpa monk, saying that, please, can you give me some teachings? And then this Digungpa monk, senior monk, so he said that, oh yes, okay, I will give you some we said that actually the teachings of which we can make karmic connections, Okay, I will give you some teachings that now there is one very famous, the master whose name is Patu Rinpoche, and who composed the text of the What of My Perfect Teacher is very popular. So I'm just going to give you some the transmissions on this the text. So actually, he is the author of the text, but since he is traveling just as like ordinary the monk, so he did not recognize he is such a great master. So similar to that, there are actually many stories and all these masters in India earlier time. They look like just ordinary person, and also I'm sure many of you already heard about the story as like Tilopa. It looks like he's just like a fisherman, He just. But of course, he has such a high inner realizations. So as he was keep consuming the fishes, and then also he has the power to transfer their consciousness to the pure land. But in a way, as way, we just looks like he's just ordinary, just the person. So similar to that way, it's very difficult to judge who is great practitioner. So therefore, we have to be very careful, and we cannot just without seeing any kind of qualities. So we cannot judge that he or she is not kind of high practitioners. So there are 6 different ways of arising the qualities. That's the Jigten Songkhon, his view. Okay. Now that's the 19. And then now the 20 is the people claim that the accumulation of gnosis means actually the wisdom, arises from the cause that gathering of accumulation of merit. There's 2 types of the merit. One is we call that accumulation of merit and accumulation of wisdom. There are 2 types of merits. And some people, they say that the accumulation of wisdom arises through the accumulation of merit. So therefore, accumulation of merit is cause for the accumulation of wisdom. So accumulation of merit means just ordinary that whatever we try to accumulate, example like prostration, making offering, and then also giving like generosity practice, any kind of like what we try to accumulate the merits or the virtues, that is considered as accumulation of merit. And then the merit of wisdom means the accumulation of merit that we can combine through the wisdom, combine through the perfection, combine through the kind of inner realizations. So this is actually, it makes which is kind of combined with the wisdom one is considered as accumulation of the wisdoms. But the Jigten Songkhon, he said that the 2 accumulations are gathered inseparably throughout all the phase of cause, path, and the results. The cause is like during the time of the best, we call the cause means ground, and at the time of the path, at the time of the result, the Jigten Songkhon saying that these 2 accumulation and merit are inseparable. So at the time of the basis, at the time of the ground level, these 2 are always together. Actually, it's the same thing like that. We cannot separate it, the relative truth and ultimate truth. Relative truth and ultimate truth is we cannot make separately, as the Pangya Paramita Sutra also mentioned that the form is emptiness, emptiness is form. We cannot find the form other than emptiness. We cannot find emptiness other than form. So that means relative truth and ultimate truth is inseparable. We cannot make distinction. So similar to that way, these 2 types of the merit, actually the accumulation of merit is kind of similar to relative truth way. And then the accumulation of the gnosis, which is the wisdom one, is actually ultimate truth. So these 2 things always have to go together. one of the Madhyamika also mentioned that at the time of the ground level, two truth has to go together. We call it Jidengi. So at the time of the ground level, relative truth and ultimate truth has to go together. So we cannot make separate. At the time of the path, and then two accumulation of merit has to go together. So that means unity is, we call it Zungjuk, is unified. We have to work together, unity. We cannot make separated these two merits. And at the time of the ultimate goal, that when we achieve the kayas, so that there's a form kaya and formless kaya, which is, we call that dharma kaya, and then the dharma kaya and actually the sambhoga kaya. So this, the ultimate level, the fruit time, actually these two kaya also has to go together, has to achieve kind of together. It means like it's a kind of like unity. So therefore it's clearly mentioned as the two noble truth also is unity, and then two accumulation is also unity, and then also the fruit, two kayas is actually also unity. So therefore, Jiten Sumgon said that we more or less, actually we always have to practice these two accumulation of merits, always has to go together. So it cannot, is inseparable, and it's always try to make it to practice as a together. So that's the what Jiten Sumgon he mean to say. Okay, this is 20, and now the 21 is okay. I have to make sure again, I should not jump. 21 is now people claim that due to the particular of Mahayana and Hinayana, there is a differences as to the fields where one gathers the accumulations. Yeah, that's again important. The accumulation means the accumulation of merit. So there are actually different way of accumulating or merit, but whenever we accumulated, the three things are very important. The important is that the field is important. Tibetan we call Jing. Jing means like the field. The object one is also important. And then intention is also important at the time of the accumulation of merit. Intention is also important. And then the third one is that material. What are you are making offering? That the object, the material is actually important. If you are trying to make offering, or if you try to give kind of like the material which is kind of very harmful to others, so that's not going to be we call that kind of inappropriate the material. So therefore, whenever we do the accumulation of merit, the field and intention and then material, these three things are actually important. Then when regarding the field, there are lower field and higher field. When we talk about the higher field, is kind of, we call that superior field and inferior field. The superior field means like when we make offering to Buddha and Bodhisattva or our master, the teachers, the Sangha members. So the field are actually considered as a superior one because they are already kind of, maybe some of they are already achieve enlightened mind. Some of they are kind of Bodhisattva stage. Some of our guru they are much higher than ordinary people. So therefore, we consider as a superior field in an object that where we can accumulate merit. And then inferior field means that maybe ordinary beings or maybe like animals, that when we just try to distribute something, the food or something for animals, dogs, whatsoever, that's considered as the inferior field. But some people, they think for the Mahayana and Hinayana, there is a differences to the field where one gather the accumulation merit means that for the Mahayana practitioners, they can do the practice of accumulation merit choosing by the lower inferior field, such as like giving, because as a Bodhisattva, in order to, because Bodhisattva, he or she has a full of compassion and loving kindness. So therefore, they need to benefit for all sentient beings. So therefore, they have to choose the object is particularly the lower field, which is inferior one, because they have to benefit to lower field like animals and hungry ghosts and maybe demons and demons and this kind of like maras and such a kind of like lower field they need to choose in order to benefit for sentient beings. As a practitioner of Hinayana, so they says they have to choose such a like super higher field, such as they have to make offering to Buddha, Bodhisattva, or maybe Guru, or otherwise, since the Hinayana, they don't have such a like genuine compassion in order to benefit for sentient beings. They don't have the bodhicitta, so therefore they have to choose the lower field. So therefore, some people say there's a two schools of Mahayana and Hinayana has two different fields. But the Jiten Sumgon, his view is whether one has a high or low ability, it is a profound, the vital point to select the higher field of merit. That is very important. Jiten Sumgon, he doesn't matter whether he or she has a lower ability or maybe higher ability whatsoever, whether doesn't matter whether he is a practitioner of Mahayana or Hinayana whatsoever, we always try to select or we always try to choose the higher field is much better. It will get more benefit. Example, if we try to give something, maybe let's say if we just try to give it something to animal, maybe if we just give a food for hunger animal, of course they get some benefits. They're getting a food and drinks, so they will be very happy. But other than that, as an animal, they don't have a kind of like knowledge of wisdom. They cannot do any kind of dedication prayer. They cannot repay the kindness, such as like making a good wishes and aspiration prayer, because they are just like they don't have such ability as an animal. But if we just try to make offering to our guru or bodhisattva just by offering them, so once we make offering to them, so in return, they will do some kind of like wishing prayer, aspiration prayer, so they can dedicate to us what we make offering to them. They will do some kind of dedication prayers, so which is much more kind of we can receive the benefits of accumulation of merit. So therefore, Jiten Sumgon, he said that we always try to choose the higher field is much beneficial and more advantage. So no matter what kind of ability, so we always try to make accumulation of merit in the choosing by the higher field. Yeah, okay, that's the. But it doesn't mean that actually we should not get any kind of like misunderstanding that we should not give food and drinks to the poor people, beggars and animals. It doesn't mean like that. Actually, when we really try to accumulation of merit, actually offering to the Buddha, Bodhisattva, this is actually very beneficial. Here, one of the sutra actually mentioned that when we make offering to the 2,000 common people, it is actually the equal to the make offering to the single Barmin. That says, and then if we make offering to 2,000 the Barmin, and it is equal to the full single monk is kind of the equal, And then if we make offering to the 2,000 full monks, that is actually equal to the one kind of like stainless one, which means like Arhat one, And then if we make a offering to, offering to 2,000 stainless one, it is equal to the possessor of the gnosis, that means wisdom. Like that way, actually, higher fields are much kind of advantage in a sense of accumulation of merit. So I hope that is enough to understand this the meaning. Okay, now the 22nd Vajra statement is the people claim that self-grasping is to be abandoned since one passes beyond samsara due to the absence of self-grasping. Yeah, this is another very important one, you know. When we talk about the grasping means, I don't know, I'm sure many of you already study the way of Bodhisattva life. They are mentioned very clearly. There are different kind of offering that to accumulation of merit. One type of offering is that that we call that the materials that what we are going to make offering to Buddha in Bodhisattva, which has already honor one, you know, so which already the materials which owned by somebody, that kind of offering. And then also regarding like when we make offering mandala example, when we making offering mandala, so actually this, the four sides of the finger are symbolic of four continents. And then this, the middle one is symbolic of Meru mountain. The meaning is that actually all the material that whatever exists on this universe, like pure water, pure flowers, and gold, silver, trees, any kind of, I mean, the clean things that which we can make offering to Buddha in Bodhisattva. So that's the example of that offering mandala, means that actually, of course, all this, the property of the universe are not belong to us, but yet in order to accumulate merit, so we can actually slip through our grasping, you know, so we can say, we can think that, oh, these are actually belonging to me, and now I'm offering to the Buddha in Bodhisattva. This is also one kind of very skillful activities. This is especially that the people that who do not have such a things to make offering, so you should not worry about that, because still you have a possibility to accumulate merit through the grasping that all this universe property, you can grasp as you are the owner of all this, the property of universe, and then you can make offering. That is also kind of one, the accumulation of merit in a very skillful way. So that, so therefore the Jigten Sungmun here, he said that to deliberately, you know, to purposely, you know, to grasp ourselves and to gather the accumulation is a skillful means. Of course, generally, the grasping is actually one kind of conceptual thought. The grasping itself is actually one part of negative emotions. Ultimately, we have to abandon any kind of like grasping in a sense, actually, oh, this is mine, this is her, this is belong to whatsoever. Any kind of like the graspings are actually kind of conceptual thought. Ultimately, we have to abandon. But at the time of the path, that when we are trying to accumulation of merit, so we have to actually grasping that all these the materials, and then we can actually make accumulation of merit. So this is actually one of the skillful means of the Bodhisattva activities. These things are very clearly mentioned in the Bodhisattva. So there are the different kind of types of offerings of materials, the offerings of the melody, offerings of our own body, offerings of aspiration prayer. And I don't know what are the offerings of like manifestation from our mind. So there are many classifications in a sense of offering is mentioned in the Bodhisattva very clearly. So therefore, ultimately, we have to abandon the self-grasping, which is also one part of the epileptic emotions. But meanwhile, so if you don't have any kind of anything to offer, so still you can accumulate merit by grasping all this, the honorless, we can say honorless, you know, which property has no honor. The honorless, the property can be grasped by ourselves, and then also we can make offering to Buddha in Bodhisattva. This is actually one skillful way of accumulation of merit. So, and also there are actually offering of outer offering, inner offering, and secret offering. There are many different types, but Oh, today time is running very fast. I have to, okay, now let's go a little faster, otherwise. Then now the 23rd. The people claim that one performs the dedication of the root of virtue only in as much as it was produced by oneself. Okay. Yeah, here is mentioned that the meaning is that many people think that when we make actually dedication is very important. Whenever we try to accumulate or merit, at the beginning, very important is bodhicitta. We have to combine with bodhicitta. Meanwhile, actually, we should not have such a kind of we should not have such a how to say, like, we should not have too much attachment that what we are accumulating on merit. And then also at the end of the end, we have to dedicate all the merits. The dedication is something like that. In the sutra mentioned that if you drop the water into ocean, that drop of the water won't be dry until and unless the ocean is dry. Similar to that way, once you dedicate your merit in order to achieve all mother sentient beings to Buddhahood, that merit will become a kind of like inexhaustible. That merit will become a long-lasting one. That merit cannot be destroyed by any other tips of epileptic emotion. That will become the solid one. Therefore, dedication is very important. Dedication is same as like we are putting our property or money whatsoever, gold whatsoever into the like bank, you know. So it is much safer than keeping at our home, you know. So bank is much safer. So similar to that way, when you store accumulation merit by dedication, so that is very important. So that here the meaning is that some people say that the only you can do the dedication that which is produced by yourself. Produced by yourself means which is accumulated by yourself. That is only you can accumulate. That is only you can dedicate. Not others. The merit you cannot dedicate. Only which is produced by yourself. But Jiten Sumgon said that the root of the virtue of all the samsara in nirvana is dedicated. We can dedicate any kind of virtue, any kind of the positive things. This is actually one of the very important Vajra statement. And also in the commentary, also there are actually lots of argument between Sakya Pandita and Jigungpa, because Jiten Sumgon, one of the very important one is that Jiten Sumgon also he believed that our Buddha nature is also we can dedicate Buddha nature. Actually, Buddha nature is kind of is not, I mean, the accumulated by our own. It is already exists right from the beginning. But the nature of the Buddha nature, the nature of the Buddha, nature of the Buddha endowed with all the qualities of the Buddhas. So therefore, the Buddha nature is also, you can dedicate it, that kind of like merit is also dedicated. That's actually Jiten Sumgon, his the view, the samsara in nirvana, any kind of like virtue, any kind of merit that wherever exists in the samsara in nirvana, no matter whether it is produced by yourself or not, but since through our pure intention, so we can dedicate, you know, no matter whoever accumulating of merit, so you can also dedicate their merit as well. That's actually also possible. That's the Jiten Sumgon, his the view. And then the last Vajra statement from the fourth the chapter is the people claim that it is not necessary to perform dedication to the Buddhas and the excellent gurus. Yeah, we said that. We have to. Some say that the dedication is only necessary to do only to ordinary people. The ordinary people, in order to achieve Buddhahood, so we have to dedicate all our merits to all sentient beings, not to the Buddha in Bodhisattva. So people think that, Buddha in Bodhisattva, they already reach higher level, they already purify their defilements, they already obtain all the knowledge that what they're supposed to obtain, and they are already reach there. So we no need to dedicate our merits to the Buddhas and Bodhisattva and our own root guru. So some people think like that. But the Jigten Sungmun, his view is, it is also necessary to perform the dedication to the Buddhas and Gurus. It is very important. Of course, it is true that Buddhas and Bodhisattva, they already purify their negative karma. They already obtain all the qualities that which supposed to obtain. But yet, there are actually thousands aspiration prayer, which is done by previous Buddhas and previous Bodhisattva, our gurus. There must be thousands of prayers in order to accomplish their good wishes, their aspiration prayers, so we can dedicate for them in order to fulfill their wishes, their aspiration prayer. It is very necessary, you know. I think that's quite true because of the ultimate meaning is that everything is interdependent, interconnection, each other. So if we dedicate our merits to the Guru, might Guru no need our merits, but due to our the karmic connection, our inner connections, so it makes sense to accomplish the Gurus accomplishing their wishes. That is the meaning of that one. That was the completed the 4th chapter. Now we came to the 5th. I think now today's 8th session. So I think we already have our out of 15 sessions already half is completed. The observance of mantra awareness holder. So now he's talking about the 5th chapter is talking about the mantra. Sometimes we call mantra, sometimes we call tantra, whatever actually the mantra. The Tibetan and the mantra means in Tibetan man means actually our mind. Man means mind. Ta means tra. Mantra means actually protect. Basically the meaning of mantra means protect our mind, because our mind is full of conceptual thought, full of obscurations. So through the practice of Tantrayana, so our mind, ordinary mind, need to protect and need to transform into the wisdom. So basically the man and tra. The man is actually the wisdom side, and tra is through the compassion we have to protect our mind. The compassion is actually the method, which is skill. So therefore, mantra means is actually the meaning of wisdom and methods. But in the practice of Tantrayana, so the method and wisdom is very important. Example, whatever we do, any kind of like tantric practices, we always need to hold this vajra and bell. We always need to hold. The symbolic is that the vajra is symbolic of method, which is skillful means, and then bell is symbolic of wisdom. The ultimately it is kind of meaning is that actually we have to combine with the wisdom and method through all the practice of the Tantrayana. So that is actually the mantra, the meaning stand for. Okay, now the first Vajra statement is the mantra does not occur in the teachings of other Buddhas. I think these are quite not so difficult. Some say that, this mantra teaching is only during the time of the Buddha Shakyamuni time. It's not going to, the mantra teachings will be not occur in the past time. It not occur in the past. It will not occur in the future Buddha's time. The Tantrayana is only occur during the time of the Buddha Shakyamuni time. So some people believe like that. But the Jigten Sungmun said that mantra also occur in the teachings of all other Buddhas. But the point is here, the more or less, this is very important, you know. The more or less, actually all the times of the Buddhas, whether it doesn't matter whether the past or in the future, the present. So the mantra is always there. But at the time of the Buddha Shakyamuni, the teachings, the mantra are more obvious. We can see there are like Kala Chakra, Chakra Sambhava, because Buddha Shakyamuni, many occasions he transformed into the Tantrayana deities. He manifests as a Tantrayana, of course, like Buddha Shakyamuni, and then also we transform as a Vajradhara, and sometimes also he transformed as a Kala Chakra, Guya Samaja, and then also he teaches the Tantrayana teachings. So therefore, the Tantrayana teachings are more obvious at the time of the Buddha Shakyamuni, but in the future also it will be occur. The meaning is same that, remember, maybe in the first the chapter also mentioned, without Tantra and Sutrayana, there's no way to achieve Buddhahood. In order to achieve Buddhahood, we do need to have these two paths, which is Sutra and Tantra. So similar to that way, it will occur all the Buddha's time, but the only difference is more or less. Okay, this is so easy. I'm just going a little bit faster because right after this, our teachings, again, I have to I have to eat dinner, and then again, I have to attend one important meeting, you know. So I should not be too late our lesson. The Vajra statement now, the second one, the understanding I have obtained empowerment of the mantra is bestowed through the rituals. Many people think that when you receive the empowerment, actually the vas empowerment is through the vas, and then the secret empowerment is through the nectar, and the rituals, you know, and then the wisdom empowerment through the, you know, there's one pictures of like Dakini, and then the words empowerment is through the, usually the Vajra master hold the crystal Vajra most occasion. You know, there's words empowerment, secret empowerment, and then wisdom empowerment, words empowerment. There's 4 empowerment. These 4 empowerment are received through the different rituals, different substances, what the people believe. But Jiten Sungwan said no. Just by the rituals is we cannot say this is the this is not a definition of that receiving the empowerment. Remember that Milarepa also said that putting a vas on our head is outer empowerment, and recognizing the 5 skanda or 5 hips is embodiment of 5 Deni Buddha. So that's the inner empowerment. And then recognizing our secret like channels and bindus and winds are as a deity, that's the secret empowerment. And Milarepa's quotation are so powerful. It's really, he always try to shoot the point, you know. You don't want to talk too much, but whatever Milarepa he quote, he always to the point. So then someone say, one obtain empowerment when the true meaning of the empowerment arises in the mental continuum. Just by rituals, performance are actually might we receive some blessings, maybe we receive some kind of like samaya connection between guru and teacher, guru and students, but it doesn't mean that just by receiving some nectar, just by putting the vas on our head is not we cannot make as a definition of receiving the empowerment. The meaning of the obtain the empowerment, the meaning of the empowerment arises, the mental continuum means actually when master is comparing the empowerment of vas, that means Vajra master introducing your body as an embodiment of the deity. If you recognize that, then you receive the empowerment of vas. And then the second time, actually, same time when you receive that, all the sounds, any sounds are the embodiments of the mantra. If you understood that one, then you receive the secret empowerment. Similar to that way, actually, each of the empowerment, it has a different meaning to understand. So if you capable to understand that level, and then you are you are actually you receive the meaning of the empowerment. Other than that, just receiving is the not meaning of empowerment. That's what Jiten Songwan say. Basically, the empowerment means like power, is giving that authority you allow to practice such a thing. That's the empowerment and the meaning. Okay, now the Vajra statement, the third one is the people claim that if the will of the mandala is not complete with the different families, the empowerment is not possible. So some people that you need, whenever conferring the empowerment, so you need to have the mandala of different families. There are 5 family Buddhas, Buddha Akshobe family, Buddha Ranasambhava family, Amoga Siddhi family, and then also what to call that? They are all together. There's 5 family Buddhas. Each of the families Buddha have a different mandalas. So therefore, some people say that in order to receive the complete the empowerment, you need to have different mandalas. Empowerment is otherwise is impossible to receive the empowerment. But the Jiten Songman, he said that the 4 empowerments, the function even with the single deity is not necessarily to have a different mandalas. Actually, when we talk about the mandala, there are again outer mandala, inner mandala, secret mandala, and similar to that way, all these our channels also as an embodiment of mandala. The wind which is already exists in our body, that's also embodiment of mandala. The bindus also sometimes we call drops or bindus are also embodiment of mandala. So there are different the definition for the mandalas. The single deity, maybe single deity as like single Hevajra, single Guya Samaja, single Kalachakra, that kind of like single the deity has the complete the set of the mandala. So actually there are 3 set of the mandala. The first one is, we said that the seat of the Buddhas with their concert. That is actually, we say, 1 seat of mandala. And then the second seat of the mandala is the Bodhisattva with their godness. That is the second seat of the mandala. And then the third seat of the mandala is the female and male wrathful deities. These are we call it the 3 set of the mandala. So in order to receive the full the empowerment, we need to complete these 3 set of mandala is very important. But Jiten Songwan said that all these 3 set of mandala is already right from the beginning, actually already completed on our body. So because the body itself is actually right from the beginning 5 Dhyani Buddhas, and then also the limbs. The limbs are actually the symbolic of the what do you call that? Bodhisattvas and and then also this back. I don't know what you call that. All this the joints are actually the symbolic of this female and male wrathful darkinis. Like that way, right from the beginning, all these 3 seats are already completed at our the body right from the beginning. So therefore, Jiten Songwan said that for empowerment function, even with the single deity, is more than enough. That's what Jiten Songwan meant to say. Okay, so now the time is over. So I just would like to stop today our lessons here, and I hope by this teachings, I hope for you people getting some knowledge about Gongchig. And then, okay, here I would like to say that if you have so many questions, I don't mind to have a separate the lesson, maybe by next week or maybe following week, any kind of like only separate Zoom class for the only to take your questions if you have. But if you have so many questions, I mean important questions, then please leave a message in this chat box, or maybe you can directly send a message to me or maybe Brother James, and then accordingly I would like to arrange a separate class for only question and answer, because it's very important that it is my responsibility to also clear away all of your doubts. I don't want to create more doubts, because since we have very short, limited time to explain, so therefore might be some of the Vajra statements might not clear for you. So that is just a short announcement. Okay, now I would like to do short dedication and then end up our today program. Kona kondo pe ora jo domba je den kamso jomba la tenba ni wajin do sa enzen bon lo da jin ge ba den ba yurin na ta ji sho. Okay, thank you, good night and good morning and have a good day.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, Khenpo.
much.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, Khenpo. Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you,
Bye
Khenpo.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Khenpo.
世界雷，
Alright.
Thank you.
感恩开复，感恩开复，感恩开复，感恩翻译师兄，学习介绍开通的一路的回向。
Tujuh channel. Okay.
Oh, terima kasih.
Oh, terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Yes,
From
Jakarta, Indonesian.
Okay, okay. Terima kasih.
Indonesia. Yes.
Okay. Hang up line. See you soon.
Chile, Khenpo. Muchas gracias, Alex.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Meaningful time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Mày lên mạng search các nhạc không lời về Tết có hết. Từ Việt đến Tây đến